I think sometimes, especially with a lot of the like legacy mainstay players of marketing technology and marketing automation, I think that we as users have not been happy with their innovation, the rate of their innovation for a long time. And John might say something like, "Well, switch platforms." That's not that easy. And sometimes we are locked in, whether it's because of technical debt or whether it's because executives just say, use Salesforce. Everybody else does. So you need to use it. And I think that that's where we start to go like, man, like we want to do something new. We want to add value. We want to do something different from our competitors. Hey, there's this point solution. It does something different. And I think that that's where I'm starting to see like why there is a case for point solutions is when the legacy players aren't innovating fast enough.
I subscribe to that argument. But Daryl, it also goes back to what you were saying before, which is like, are we subscribing to the point solution to be innovative, to try a new channel, or are we doing it to put a band-aid on something
Mm,
that we just neglected to get right on the platform side?
100%.
yeah.
100%.
I think
I
there's
mean,
also a whole nother argument to be had around like why does that innovation stop on the platform side?
Hmm.
And I'm kind of dunking on point solutions here, but we started there. Every one of these companies did start there.
Right.
So I don't, I don't mean to be knocking on it from the perspective of all the companies that do have the opportunity to evolve into being a platform, but um, there's also the side of it, which is that this isn't to say that platforms need to pretend to be truly all in one and try to sell themselves on this narrative that, hey, we're going to be able to fix every one of those problems. Like, no, you're not. The reality is that customers are going to need point solutions for certain things. Again, let them do it on their timeline, get them launched, give them the tools they need to get started. But integrations, like this is one of our mantras on the product side. Integrations are built for customers, not for marketing.
Mm,
The integrations actually need to be there with a level of depth that makes them usable and doesn't create noise between that point solution and the platform. And by noise, I mean duplicate contacts, messy data,
right.
inadequate tracking, whatever it might be there.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. Like on integrations and the whole like interoperability argument, like that's often and I'd agree with like the platform side of this here. Like it is a lot more simple for marketing ops admin to run everything in one platform versus like have it be in four different tools when it comes to like connecting together and when it comes to like figuring out what broke. Like if something broke, you have to log into one tool and you can diagnose like one system. And if you have a point solution stack and there's like seven different tools connected and something is breaking, like you have to do QA on like seven different tools, log in. And obviously, like maybe you have better setup there, but yeah, what are your thoughts on like interoperability as like the argument here? Because like I feel like this argument for some cases is a bit dated in a sense. Like it might be true for some, it's not true for the folks like we talked about at the start that are building their stacks around the data warehouse. Like the data you need in all of your point solutions should also be in your warehouse. It's not rocket science anymore when it comes to unifying that data and deduplicating it with DBT and with Snowflake and pushing it to the tools that you need. What are your thoughts there?
Well, it's not rocket science for you, but as a Martech founder, I'm inevitably in that sort of marketing ops role within our company. Like, yes, we have other marketing ops people, but I was the first person to set things up, and again, I inherently wear that hat. So I get the requests from the team, and for me, what I want to do is empower our salespeople, our account managers, our CX team, our marketing team to do things on their own without having to tap me or
Hmm.
somebody else who is responsible for that point solution. And when they have to use a whole bunch of tools or figure out where did something come from or how do I get into this solution, it just impacts velocity.
Do you have a data team that supports marketing use cases for stuff like that?
No, we don't.
No. Do you see that as kind of future state a little bit? Like, I don't know how willing you are to share some of this stuff here, but like Darrell and I talk about like warehouse native and building stacks around that, and we realize that like we're a bit ahead of the curve versus a lot of people. Like when Darrell polled his audience on this, like, what's the source of truth for you? Is it the CRM? Is it marketing automation? Is it the warehouse? Is it the CDP? And majority of people still think it's the CRM, but like us and Brinker and a bunch of other people are betting on the data warehouse. But yeah, curious your thoughts there.
Do you think, before answering that, do you think that there's a difference with a PLG or self-serve motion versus sales-led motion in answering that
Yeah,
question?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually often one of the comments there. Like,
Yeah.
can we break up the answers on that poll by like PLG or B2B sales led versus people that, are maybe a bit more lenient towards the PLG model?
So we're sales-led,
Yeah.
we're high touch. A lot of we're an event platform, right? In-person events. Like a lot of our interactions happen in person. It's data that isn't, yeah, certainly you could put it in data warehouse or CDP or anything else, but the data goes into the CRM anyway. So for us, the CRM is,
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I think, yeah, PLG sales and versus sales led is a really big difference. The data needs are different. I think going back to John's like original comment on, hey, point solutions distract from the main goals. I feel like that to me is like such an underlying point. Um, we I worked at this company before, and webinars just weren't going well. And the solution that the marketers had was to switch out the webinar platform or to buy new things.
yeah.
And this is like a very real concept. And it oftentimes just does hide the fact that there's something fundamental that's just not working well or that's just not good.